Hi, preschoolers. Today I'm going to read you a story. It's called The Tale of Peter Rabbit. It's one of my favorite stories. And as I do it today, I'm going to show you how to make a sight word tally sheet. Okay, so I have created a sheet in my journal that has the 3 sight words that we've been working on. And is 4. Okay? And as I read the story today, I'm going to make tally marks. Remember that a tally mark is just a line. So every time I see a word, I'm going to make a line. Okay? And when I get 4 lines drawn, and then I see another one. Remember, once you get to 5, you cross it over. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, cross it over on 5. Okay, I know we practiced that in school a little bit, but I wanted to give you a reminder. So that's a great way to use tally marks on our checkoff sheet. Okay, I am realizing right now that I forgot to put something on the top of my journal. Oh my goodness, you know what? It is now April. So we are in the 4th month of the year. So I need to put a 4-1-2020 because it is April 1st, 2020. Okay, and my journal entry today is checking off the sight words that I see. So I'm going to put the title of my story up there, but you guys can put the title of whatever story that you read with your parents, or if you just look through a book by yourself. Okay, so I'm going to copy. This is the title. The Tale, this is a long title. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Oh, gotta make my B's. My B has a belly, remember? Rabbit. Okay, so I've got my title. I wrote my 3 sight words in my journal, and now I'm ready to look at my book and make a little tally mark every time I see the word and, A-N-D, is, I-S, and 4, F-O-R. All right, here we go. Let's listen to the story. I will read the story to you guys today, but remember, if you're just looking at a book by yourself, that's okay too. All right, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. And this is based on the original story by Beatrix Potter, who is a very famous author and a very talented author. An author is a person who writes the words in a story. All right. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sand bank underneath the foot of a very big fir tree. I saw the word and here and the word and here, so I'm going to put 2 tallies down. 1, 2, next to the word and. Now, my dears, said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, you may go into the fields or down the lane. But don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Okay, but the rabbits have a very important direction. Don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Now run along and don't get into mischief. I'm going out. I found the word and, so I'm going to put another check mark on my journal. Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the woods to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. There's the word and again. I'm going to put another tally. Haven't seen is and I haven't seen for yet. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail were good little bunnies. Went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter was very naughty, and he ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden. Uh-oh. I don't see any Ann there, but I'm getting worried about Peter here. He's not listening to his mom. And squeezed under the gate. Uh-oh. I do see the word and there, so I'm going to make a check off right next to my and. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tallies, so I have to make a line across because I'm up to 5. Oh man, Peter, this is not going to be good for you. First, he ate some lettuce and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. I see the word and there and the word and there, so 2 more tallies. Start a new set over here. 1, 2. And then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. There's the word for, and I found and. Okay, so I get to make 1 tally by 4 and another tally by and. Oh, I wonder why he's feeling sick. But round the end of a cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages. But he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Oh, man. I do see 2 ands here, so I'm going to put 2 more tallies. 1 tally, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have to go like this for my other tally, 5. Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other shoe among the potatoes. I see the word for again, and I saw the word and. So I'm going to put a tally by and a tally by 4. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs. Now this kind of 4, friends, is the number 4, saying that he has 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And went faster, so that I think he might have got away altogether if he had not unfortunately ran into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, and it was quite new. Oh, I added a word there. So let's see. We've got and right here and right here. So 2 more. Wow, we've got a lot of ands in this story, don't we? Peter gave himself up for lost and shed big tears. But his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows who flew to him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Oh, who did he see? Must have been these birdies. All right, I found the word for. I found the word and right here too. So 2 more ands and 1 for. So another and then another and then, oh, which one's for? This one's for. Right there. Okay. Wonder what the birdies are going to help him or what. Let's see. Mr. McGregor came up with a seed, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. Oh, he wiggled out, but he doesn't have his jacket on. And rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Oh, tried to go in the watering can. I see the word and here and here. So 2 more ands. Oh my, gonna run out of room for all these ands. I put it in the right column? Yep. Or right row, I mean. This is a row. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over, carefully looking under each. Presently, Peter sneezed. Achoo! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. All right, I saw the word and there. And here, so 2. 2 more. Okay, let's add 2 more to our and row. 1, 2. So Mr. McGregor's getting tired of running after him, so maybe he's just going to give up. I don't know. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp from sitting in that can. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all around. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. We've got the word, is there a word and in here? And, 1, 2, 3, 3 ands on this page. Oh my goodness. But I haven't found the word is at all. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3. Okay. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the woods. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled. Presently, he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his watering can. 1 and, 2 ands, so put 2 more. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. All right, I'm going to add 1 more and to my list. He went back toward the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe. Scratch, 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 scratch. Peter scuttered underneath the bushes, but presently, as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned toward Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Found 3 more ants I'm going to add to my list. Oh no, do you think Mr. McGregor's going to see him again? Let's see. Peter got down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could along a straight walk behind some blackcurrant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the woods outside the garden. I saw 2 more ants I'm going to add. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. 1 more word and I found. Uh-oh, his jacket's there to scare the blackbirds. That's silly. Peter never stopped running or looked behind him till he got home to the big fir tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. So 2 more ants. I'm so sorry to say that Peter was not very well during that evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave him a dose of it to Peter. 1 tablespoon to be taken at bedtime. 2 more ants. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. And 3 more. At least they had some blackberries. I don't know. Peter should probably listen to his mom, don't you think? All right, let's look. I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 times we saw the word and. We saw the word is no times. But we saw the word for 3 times. All right, friends. Maybe you can find a shorter book to look through and find the words is, and for, but I hope you enjoyed listening to the tale of Peter Rabbit.